So many generations have been wounded by the brutality of human history. That our unloved children suffer silently should have never been a mystery. Wounded parents wound their children like the brutality that raised them. So one more generation carries on in families that cannot praise them. The people across this earth have all been brutalized by each other. They were taught to hate themselves by the stolen love of their own mother. It doesn't matter which ethnic group, because everyone has paid the price by someone's desire to defeat them and hate's power to entice. Born of a greedy heart and a prejudice that alleviated their guilt, every nation stole from others in order to create the cities that they built. They built their wealth upon the backs of those they saw as less, while praying to their gods that their people should all be blessed. Every indigenous people suffered, whether they were yellow, red, white, or black, and every one of them were once oppressors, so there's no way to pay them back. The killing fields of Cambodia left behind the bones of many, while the Irish starved to death because their people hadn't any. We're shocked at Islamic fanaticism, but the Crusaders had their day, while the Germans tried to exterminate the Jews, so what more can we say? The color of one's skin could not protect you from another's desire to enslave. How many died chained to forced labor that no one came to save? Even the wealthy were not immune, murdered by the communist regime. And there's been more than one ethnic group that lost the ability to dream. I guess we could line them up and try to pick the worst, but we might find that it's humanity that somehow has been cursed. And every ethnic cleansing has become a rallying cry to massacre another people, then try to justify it with their people's pain, but that excuse is only feeble. It's the contagion of violence and everyone's belief that they're somehow better that helps everyone feel justified, so no one will ever be a regretter. But when will we own our truth and admit the part that we all play, and agree to lay our weapons down before we reach our judgment day? When will we spare one more generation the constant need to destroy another? When will we realize what this world doesn't need is another grieving mother, or another motherless child raised by a mother who has grown stone cold, and a generation of motherless children spit out from a violence mold, a violence bred into humanity by far too many violent acts, until the history of humanity is stained by the endlessness of violent facts. But at times along the way there have been those who stood for peace, and they sacrificed their lives in order to make the violence cease. They stood unarmed and determined to reveal the injustice in our world. They faced the brutality of others while hoping one day to see the flag of peace unfurled. How they managed to emerge from a world so full of hate suggests perhaps that a violent end need not be our fate. We need another peaceful leader to lead us down the righteous path. The path of kindness is the only one that might eliminate our human wrath. It's far too easy to shoot a gun without considering the consequences of our violence, the ripple of a grieving that results when we throw a stone into the silence, the loss of someone's mother, someone's father, or someone's child, in a world that thinks we're cowards if we don't fire back when we've been defiled, the endless desire for revenge that can never have an end, far too much hatred and anger in the messages that we send, where it's cool to be cruel and only a fool chooses to be kind. But after the bullet is fired, you cannot push the button to rewind, because after a life is taken, there's no way to give it back. You'll leave a hole in someone's family, so there's someone's love that they will lack. And just what right do we have to steal another person's life? Someone's son or daughter, brother or sister, father or mother, or husband or wife. These are also all the relations that we throw into their grief. A life we cut short just as easily as the falling of a leaf. Where have we lost the understanding of the miracle of life's gift? That we casually throw away another's life for nothing more than a rift? That we could hate another person for nothing more than the color of their skin? When in reality, when we look back far enough, all of humanity is our kin. We're so busy being different that we can't see we're all the same. And far too many of us put too much emphasis on the accent in a name. We want so desperately to be better than that we easily dismiss others as being less, and we point out their sins quite readily, but it's our own we won't confess. There is humility to being human in the fact that everyone makes mistakes. Have you the ability to be a human with all the difficulty that takes? Join the human race and become kin to all you meet. And maybe then we can take the violence and bring it to defeat.